Welcome to all of you. I am going to continue the same topic, that is Parliament of India. Since it is our polity session, that is the ongoing session. Okay. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, I means last the two lectures are totally following about the motions of the both the houses. So I hope all of you have covered both those lectures and properly known about the facts related to the all aspects of motions of Parliament of India. Today I am going to deal some of the special facts about Parliament of India. Okay, so let's move ahead with our new topic today. That is, as already all of you know, that it is our topic, that is Parliament of India, that we are covering since last 10 days. Okay, 10 lectures have already been covered. Okay, fine. So let's ahead move. See, legislative procedure in Parliament. It means rules, regulations, laws. Has any bill become act? Okay, legislation means how laws, regulations, rules formed. Okay, formed. So legislatures role is to formulate the laws. Okay, to make laws, to make changes in laws. These are the works and functions of legislatures. So legislative procedure in Parliament. Legislative procedure in Parliament means how any bill becomes an act. Okay, how any bill become an act, how any kind of changes in any act will be finalized. Okay, by which procedure? It is well known that it is done by any legislative procedures. Okay, because whoever who are sitting in the house of Lok Sabha or even in the Rajya Sabha, they are called legislatures. Legislatures because they are formulating the laws. Tell me one thing, that recently Farm Bill has been passed. Farm Bill has been passed. So the farm laws has been made through which house? To our Parliament. Our Parliament has passed the farm laws and farm rules have been applied throughout the country. So who have voted in those farm laws? It is our members of Parliament. So ultimately it is the members of our Parliament who is formulating the laws. Okay, so those who are formulating the laws, actually they are called legislatures. Okay, so that is why here it is written that legislative procedures in Parliament, how legislatures formulate rules, laws, bills, acts. Okay, so that is called a legislative procedures, under which methods, by which process those laws will becomes act, or how any changes in those laws has been made. So let's see. The first is that identical in both the houses. Okay, identical in both the houses. Fine. It means whatever rules or procedures or what number of states means, suppose there are 1 to 5 number of states. Okay, if any bill have to become an act, then this bill have to cross from this stage. Okay, number 1 stage have to pass. After that, passing all these 5 stages, this bill will become an act. Okay, so whatever the states, whatever the rules, procedures, all will the same for both the houses of the Parliament. Whatever procedures legislatures will follow to make legislatives, to make rules, regulations in Lok Sabha, the procedure will be same for the Rajya Sabha too. Okay, and vice versa, like whatever the procedures, process, stage followed by the member of Parliament of Rajya Sabha to become, okay, to become this bill to an act, the same process, procedures, laws, okay, or a stage, number of stages will be followed by the same one, that is the Lok Sabha too. So for both the houses the process will be same. Okay, the process of legislative process will be same. Fine. Next one is that every bill has to pass through the same stage, both the houses. I have already told you what is a stage. It is not even like that. If bill has been introduced, okay, to become an act, and by just passing after one, okay, just one stage, like it cannot be direct put for voting. If any member tabled any bill in any of the house, directly a speaker of that house or presiding officer of that house is not going to allow to directly vote on that bill. Okay, first of all discussion will happen and few procedures that will allow to do before voting. Okay, so that is why there are many number of stages for any bill, and if that bill pass to all the states, only when this bill can become act. Okay, so the number of stages will be same for both in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha too. I hope it is clear to all of you. That is why I am going to the next one. Okay, and that will tell something extra about you. Fine. So let's see the next slide. Okay, see, there are two types of bills. Also there are four types of bills, but there are two types of bill under which circumstances? Under, like, first see, in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, I have already told you, MP in Lok Sabha, MP in Rajya Sabha. Okay, there will be some ministers in Lok Sabha too, some ministers in Rajya Sabha too. These ministers are also MP. These ministers are also MP. Okay, if like our law minister Ravi Shankar Prasad is a minister, he is also an MP. Okay, he is also an MP. So that is why I am telling you that, just understand that. Okay, so those MPs who are not ministers, those MPs who are not ministers, they are called as private member. Okay, fine. So those are called as private members. In Lok Sabha there are numbers of MPs. In Rajya Sabha too there are number of MPs. Some of MPs become minister, union minister. Okay, minister at the Indian level. Some of the ministers of Rajya Sabha too become, MP of Rajya Sabha too become ministers in councils of ministers, Union Council of Ministers. So those MPs who become ministers, they are ministers, but those MPs, even from Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha to those MPs who not become any minister, those MPs are called private member in both of them. Fine. So so one thing you should know, that any bill will be tabled only by any MP of Lok Sabha or by any MP of Rajya Sabha. Okay, any MP. There is no other exception. Okay, if apart from both those houses, and apart from if any normal person wants to table any bill in parliament, then that person is not able to do so. Okay, only any member of parliament is able to put or to table any bill in the parliament. Okay, so if any member is able to put the table or put the bill in parliament, then either that member will be a minister or that member will be a private member. That is for sure. Now, because see, all the members of parliament, even in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha too, either they will normally as member of parliament, or if they become ministers, then they will perform two roles. Number one, they are member of parliament too, and the other one, they are ministers too. But those member of parliament who are not becoming ministers, they will perform only one role, that is member of parliament. So those member of parliament who are becoming ministers, okay, they will termed as ministers, and those MP who will not become ministers, they are called as private members. Okay, private members. So see, as all of you know that only any MP can table any bill into the parliament. So of course that MP will be either a minister or either a private member. I hope till now all of you get it. So who is presenting the bill in the house? If we divide by this situation, if we divide any kinds of bill by this situation, we can divide it in two categories. By who is presenting the bill? Okay, by who is presenting the bill in the house, who is initiating the bill in the house. On this situation, on this circumstance, any bill can be divided and subcategorized into two types. Number one, that is public bill. Number two, that is private bill. Okay, So public bill is for what? If any ministers either from Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, if any minister is tabling or putting up the bill in the house, that is even in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, anyone. So if any minister, if any MP that is a minister to, if that minister is tabling that bill in the house, then that is public bill, also known as government bill too, also known as government bill. The second is private bill. Those MPs who are not ministers, they will call private members. Okay, those MPs who are not performing the role of ministers, they are called private members. So if any private member will put up the bill in the house, then that bill will be termed as private member bill or private bill. Okay, so those bills who are actually initiated by any ministers, those bills are called public bill or government bill, or any bill who is being initiated by any private member, then those bills are called private bill or private members bill. I hope till now all of you are getting it, that we are dividing and subcategorized the bill in two types. Okay, according to the circumstances of that who is initiating the bill. Fine. Now see, both the bills follow same procedure and pass through the same stage in both the houses. This already I have explained, that rules, procedures, regulations and number of stages all will same from both the houses. If Lok Sabha needs, if this bill needs to pass from Lok Sabha by crossing only when this bill will cross 5 stages, so this bill have to face 5 stages in Rajya Sabha too. Okay, to pass from Rajya Sabha. Fine. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next one. Now let's see. The bills introduced in the parliament can be classified into 4 categories. Okay. Now earlier I have told you that subcategorized or classified into 2 types, but according to which circumstances? According to who is initiating or who is tabling that bill in the house. Okay. But if we really want to subcategorize the bills, then it can be divided into 4 types. According to the nature of the bill, we can divide the bill into 4 types, and according to the circumstances, according to the condition that who is initiating or which one member is tabling the bill, okay, according to that circumstances or situation, the bill can be divided into only 2 types. Okay, private member and public bill. But according to the type of nature of the bill, the bill can be subcategorized or classified into 4 types. Okay, number 1, ordinary bill. I will cover one by one. Okay, I will not cover here all the 4. I will cover one by one because it is too necessary. It is the one of the most important topic our polity session. Okay, ordinary bill. Second is money bill. Okay, money bill. Just know that Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, or Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, both have almost similar powers when we talk about ordinary bills. But when we talk about money bills, Lok Sabha has somehow much more power than Rajya Sabha in aspect of money bill. Lok Sabha has somehow much more power than Rajya Sabha in aspect of money bill. Financial bill and constitutional amendment bill, all these 3 bills except money bills, the powers of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha are almost same. Okay, or almost same. But in case of money bill, the powers of Lok Sabha is somehow more than which one? Much more than Rajya Sabha. Okay, fine. So I will cover one by one. So I will even not cover ordinary bills in today's session because it is such a large one. Okay, I will cover almost 1 or 2 stages. Actually, it crossed 5 stages. It is termed at 5 stages only when it will cover almost 5 stages. Okay, then it is termed as passed. This bill is passed. So let's see, and moving to the next one. Okay, see ordinary bills. So we will go deep inside in ordinary bills. So moving to the next one. Okay, so first of all we are seeing ordinary bills. 4 types of bills I have already told you about. So let's see ordinary bills. See the first stage, first reading is the first stage. Okay, now the ordinary bill has to cross from the first stage. Okay, So what is the first stage? What happens in the first stage? Okay, what happens in the first stage? Let's see. Can be introduced in any of the house. Can be introduced in any of the house. It means what? It means, see, if there is a bill that is which one? That is ordinary bill. Okay, that is ordinary bill. If any member wants to, if any member of parliament, and here one point you have to got it, the second one, that is this ordinary bill can be introduced by a minister or by a private member too. That means what? Here, whether it is a public bill or whether it is a private bill, it doesn't matter for ordinary bills. Okay, anyone can table ordinary bills, either that is a private member or that a minister. Okay, so ordinary bills consist of both types of bills, private member bills as well as public bills or government bills. I hope now you are correlating with each and everything. Okay, if you are able to correlate the whole things, you are automatically get separated from the crowd of the students. Okay, the average crowd. So let's see, bill, ordinary bill. It can be, as all of you know, that only any MP can introduce the bill in any of the house. Here that MP can be even a minister or any private member. Both can introduce this bill in any of the house. Okay, like in Lok Sabha 2 and Rajya Sabha 2. If this minister or this private member wants to initiate this bill from Rajya Sabha, then he can initiate here after passing from Rajya Sabha, after crossing all the stages like first reading, second reading, third reading, and after the final approval of president. Sorry, before the final approval of president, it means after crossing the 4 stages or 3 or 4 stages, if it will be termed as passed from the Rajya Sabha, it will go through the Lok Sabha. Okay, if Lok Sabha passed this, then president will sign on it and it will become an act. Fine. If any member, either minister or private member, because both of them can introduce or initiate ordinary bills in any of the house, both are of them able. Okay, so let's see, if any member, even private member or minister, wants to initiate this bill from Lok Sabha, then that one able to initiate it from Lok Sabha too. Okay, any one house he can initiate it from anyone. After passing from Lok Sabha, this bill will send to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, if this bill will again pass from Rajya Sabha too, then send to the President of India, and after signing of the President on that bill, it will become an act. By this process, any bill become an act. Okay, so I hope till now all of you are getting it, both the points about first reading. See, you don't have to remember that under first reading these things are coming. No, you have to I have just subcategorized it. Even the book subcategorized in first reading, these points came, in second reading these points came, but according to perspective of exams, you do not follow that under first reading these things came. Even you know that even you will include some parts of second reading, some parts of second reading, and you can include that in first reading in examination hall. That is not any excuse matter at all. Okay, that is not going to harm you. It is just subcategorized. Okay, it is not like that in first reading this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. Okay, even if you are able to do this, that is well fine. Okay, fine. So moving to the next one. Okay, and see, be attentive here. After the permission of the presiding officer, it means what? See, first of all, any private member or any minister is able to table or initiate that bill in any of the house. Okay, fine. After tabling that bill in any of the house, now that MP, either that will be a minister or private member, that will be MP too. Okay, so that MP will have to take the permission of the presiding officer of the house. Okay, so that MP, if tabling that bill in Lok Sabha, then that MP have to take permission from a speaker of Lok Sabha, or if that MP is tabling that bill and initiating that bill from Rajya Sabha, then that person, that MP has to take permission from the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Fine. So if the chairman of Rajya Sabha in case of Rajya Sabha, or if the speaker of Lok Sabha in case of Lok Sabha, it means if the presiding officer of the house allowing that person to table that bill, then it means after the permission of the presiding officer, the mover of the bill will lead the title. Okay, I have not lead headed edit. What happened that if presiding officer allowed to move that bill, then what happens? Then presiding officer will say that now you have to read the title of the bill. Okay, there will be a title of the bill, like if there are farm laws recently passed. Okay, so there will be a title of farm laws. Okay, farm laws 2020. So there will be a title. So the MP who is tabling, who is initiating that bill, after taking permission from the presiding officer of the house that to table that bill in that house, and after accepting also the permission of the presiding officer for the reading of the title, then that MP who is initiating that bill, that MP will read the title and objectives of the original ordinary bill. First of all, read title, that if you are an MP and you are tabling that bill, that farm bill in any of the house, then you have to take permission from the presiding officer of the house, and after taking permission, now you will able to read the title of the ordinary bill. Now you will say that, look, I am presenting this bill because this is so an important bill for our nation, for the growth of farmers of our nation, that is why I am tabling this bill. So the title of this bill is Farmer Regulating Bill, or for any kinds of titles that has been given, Farm Laws 2020. Okay, so anything given, and after that reading the title, that MP will also read the main objectives, the main highlighted things of that bill. Okay, that these things are included in this bill, the main things. Okay, these are the provisions which should be mentioned in this bill, and these provisions will be really helpful for the growth and development of our nation as well as for the farmers. Okay, the income of farmers will be really growth in growth way. Okay, fine. So this is the process. Fine, till now all of you are getting it, I hope so. About ordinary bill, this is only for an ordinary bill. Okay, ordinary bill. So now moving to the next one. Okay, see, till now what happens? See, I am just revising the whole things. I have subcategorized the bills into two types according to which one is presenting or tabling the bill. Okay, that is private bill or private member's bill, if that bill is tabling by any private member of the house. Second one is public bill or government bills, if that bill is tabling in any of the house by any minister, means any councils of ministers. Okay, members of any council of ministers. The next one is that there are four types of bills according to the nature of the bills. Okay, under which we are covering the first one, that is ordinary bills. Okay, so we have seen that any MP, that will be a private member or that may be a minister, anyone. Okay, anyone, any MP is able to table ordinary bill in any of the house. If that MP, okay, belongs to Lok Sabha and wants to table that bill in Lok Sabha, okay, then that MP can table that in Lok Sabha. It is not like that if any MP belongs to Lok Sabha. Okay, if this MP who wants to bring this ordinary bill, okay, who wants to bring this ordinary bill and he is a member of Lok Sabha, okay, again listen my things, Lok Sabha, Raj Sabha, what I have told you earlier, that any minister is able to sit any of the house. Any minister is able to sit in any of the house. That is okay? Okay, that is okay, fine. But any MP of Lok Sabha who is not a minister is not able to sit in the house of Raj Sabha. Fine, are you getting it? any member of parliament of Lok Sabha who is not a minister is not able to sit in Rajya Sabha, but any MP of parliament or any MP of Lok Sabha who is also a minister can sit in the Lok Sabha, can sit in the Rajya Sabha too. The same thing is for Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. If we reverse the whole thing, that any MP of Rajya Sabha, okay, any MP of Rajya Sabha who is a minister, or two, any member of parliament of Rajya Sabha who is a minister too is able to sit in Lok Sabha, is able, they can sit, those ministers can sit, but any MP of Rajya Sabha who is not a minister, those are not able to sit in the Lok Sabha. I hope till now all of you are getting it. I have told you all of this in earlier lectures too, but since it is necessary to revise the whole thing here so that you can easily pick up about the ordinary bills. Okay, fine. So now tell me the circumstances. See, this type of question may come. UPSC didn't ask this question even a single time, but which day they will ask, nobody is knowing. Okay, so let's see. I am giving you one question. Okay, I am giving you one question. Let's see here. If there is agriculture minister, okay, agriculture minister of India, fine, agriculture minister of India, fine, okay, if he is a member of Lok Sabha, agriculture minister will definitely be an MP, fine, he is an MP too, so he is an MP of Lok Sabha. If he contested the general election of 2019 and he got elected, then he will automatically become an MP of Lok Sabha, and after becoming an MP he will become agriculture minister by the choose and choice of prime minister. Okay, so if this agriculture minister is a member of parliament of Lok Sabha, and this agriculture minister wants to bring any reform or wants to bring any bill, okay, bring any bill in the parliament, then this agriculture minister can initiate, can table, can put this bill in Lok Sabha too at first instance, and after passing from Lok Sabha it will go to Rajya Sabha. So at first instance, since he is a member of parliament of Lok Sabha, he can initiate this bill, from, okay, please see the time, okay, please see the time, I am just taking the time, some of the facts, okay, fine. So let's see, okay, I am checking the time, that's why I am continuing ahead, okay, whatever the time it will be according to which word I am going, okay, fine. So now let's see. So here it is, Lok Sabha. If this agriculture minister who is a member of parliament of Lok Sabha, he is not a member of parliament of Rajya Sabha, okay, anyone can become a member of parliament for only one house, okay, not for two houses. If become member of parliament for both the houses, he had to resign from one house, okay, I have told you the whole things in previous lectures. So if this is a MP of Lok Sabha, this minister, so automatically he is able to table this agriculture bill or farm bill in Lok Sabha automatically, because he is a member of parliament of Lok Sabha. But can he table this bill in Rajya Sabha? Yes, this minister can table this bill in Rajya Sabha too, because any minister is able to sit in any of the house, fine, in any of the house. But assume a situation where this is not a minister, this is a normal MP of Lok Sabha. So assume a situation that this is a MP of Lok Sabha, Here it is Rajya Sabha, but this is an MP of Lok Sabha, not MP of Rajya Sabha. Okay. If you will get the whole things about Lok Sabha, you will automatically get the whole things about Rajya Sabha too. So see, this MP belongs to Lok Sabha. He is not a minister. So it will be a private member, as all of you know, I have already told you. So if this MP wants to bring any bill related with form laws or any kinds of laws, I am just giving with an example so that you can easily get it. Okay. So if this MP, or even if this MP wants to bring any kinds of laws, land regulation act or any kind of aviation act, even in aviation sector. Okay, fine. So just taking the examples like form laws. Okay, so this MP is bringing some form bill under which some form laws has been mentioned. Okay, a form bill this MP is bringing. Okay, so if this MP is bringing form bill, then since he is a member of Lok Sabha only, then automatically he can put this bill in Lok Sabha in first instance. After passing from Lok Sabha, it may go to Rajya Sabha, but not pass from Lok Sabha, it will not able to go to Rajya Sabha. First instance means from which house the bill is first time initiating. Okay, so automatically since this MP is tabling this form bill and he is not a minister, he is a private member. Is private member is able to table form bill or not? It is a separate matter. I am just giving you an example. Okay, I am just giving you an example, not correlate with that and start researching on this, that is any private member is able to bring form laws or not. I will teach you the whole things in upcoming sessions. So just assuming it. Okay, if he is not a minister and he is a member of Lok Sabha, that is he is a private member, then if he wants to bring any form bill, then he can automatically initiate this bill from Lok Sabha because he is a member of Lok Sabha. Then can this member initiate this bill from Rajya Sabha? No. If he will be a minister, only then he can initiate this bill from Rajya Sabha. Okay. Under this thing, another things, remember, if this is not a private member, if this MP is a minister too, and he is a agriculture minister, just now he is not a private member right now. Okay, fine. About private member, all of you are good. He is a minister. He is agriculture minister. Okay, he is agriculture minister. This MP is an agriculture minister and belongs to Lok Sabha. So if this MP wants to table form laws related with agriculture from Rajya Sabha, because he can automatically put and initiate this bill from Lok Sabha, but can it put in Rajya Sabha too? Yes, it can put in Rajya Sabha too, but related with, that bill should be related with agricultural department. If that bill is related with, on a petroleum products, then this agriculture minister is even not able to table that bill in Rajya Sabha too. It will be the work of petroleum ministry who can initiate this from even Rajya Sabha too. So I hope till now all of you are getting thing. So it may even ask by UPSC one day. Okay, this type of questions that you can easily find it. Okay, that if any member of parliament belongs to Lok Sabha, that member of parliament has the right to initiate ordinary bill from any of the house. Either it is correct or incorrect. I am telling it again. Any member of parliament, any member of Lok Sabha is able to initiate any ordinary bill, okay, from any house of the parliament. Is it correct or incorrect? It is even correct or incorrect too, because here it is written only any MP. That MP will also be a minister, and it also possible that MP is not a minister. Okay, if that MP will be a minister, that MP will able to put that, initiate that bill in first instance Rajya Sabha too. But if that MP is not a minister, then that MP is not able to initiate this bill from Rajya Sabha. So this kind of question may ask, and according to the option you have to mark the questions, otherwise you will get confused in that sections. Okay, UPSC have never asked this question, but one day UPSC can ask it. Definitely he will have to ask it, because he have to choose a new kind of quality of questions. Fine. So till now all of you are getting it. Since now I have not covered this one, second stage, but so anyone can initiate from any of the house. Fine. Now second reading, after taking a speaker permission, they will read the title, they will read the main objectives. After that the second reading starts. Copies of that bill after the MP who is tabling or initiating and who has brought the bill in the house, after that MP will read the title and objectives of the bill. Okay, there copies, printed copies of that bill will be distributed to all the members, all the MPs of that house from where it was initiative. Okay, all the copies, so all the members of parliament will read about the objectives of the bills, about the details things about that bills. So after that, what happened that at this stage the house can take any one of the following four factions. After the copies of that bill, the printed copies of that bill is being distributed to all the MPs of that house, that respective house, then at this stage the house can take the respective house, either that is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, where it has been distributed or initiated. Okay, the respective house can take four actions, okay. So what are those four actions? Okay, can take, it is not necessary that they will take, even after it is possible that after distribution of copies, now if the whole MP, all MPs are agreed to discuss on that bill, then it is just going for the discussion and debate, okay, by no action, by not following these any kinds of actions. But it is not possible generally, because there are so many vast opinions, different kinds of opinions to our MPs, because they belong to different regions, different kinds of perceptions, they all have different qualities, okay, they have their all own opinions, okay. So all MPs of Lok Sabha, in case of Lok Sabha or in case of Rajya Sabha, all MPs have some kinds of disagreements with that bill, okay. This is happened. That is why it is generally asked that without going to the directly discussions and debates of that bill it generally have to cross the four stage, that the four actions, okay. So the house can take four actions. If any MP is raising the question that this bill is not going for direct discussions and debate, this should not going, okay, but before going the discussions and debates, this bill should verified by someone. So in that case the house can take four actions. So what are those four actions, that I will tell you right now. That is why I am moving to the next one. Okay, fine. So see, first one, it may possible that bill is immediately taken into consideration or it will fix some other date. The first time that number one thing, house can do that after the copies, after all the MPs will get the copy of that bill, either the house, the respective house, that will be even possible, that is Lok Sabha 2 or that can be Rajya Sabha 2. So the house can take that bill, yes, all have got the copies, now I am considering the bill, presiding officer that house will say that I am considering this bill and now I am putting this bill for discussions, debates, okay, fine. Or it will fix some other date, presiding officer will fix on some other date, and on this date, on this fixed date, the discussions and debates, and we will take this bill into consideration on this date, okay. The first action possible this way. The second action is in the next slide, okay. So I am moving to the next one. The second possibility is that it is even possible that the bill will be preferred to a select committee of the house. There are so many committees in the house, okay, separate committees for Lok Sabha, separate committees for Rajya Sabha too. So if there is looking necessary that this bills should be sent to a select committee, okay, select committee for verifying that bill, okay. After verifications and approval of the committee, it is better to discuss on it. So it is possible that without giving any fixed date for discussions and debates, okay, without taking that bill direct consideration, the house may send that bill to the select committee of the house, okay, select committee of the house for verifying that bill, okay, analyzing that bill. After the proper analyzing, it will become better for discussion on that bill. So I hope the second number action is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next one. The third thing is that it may refer, okay, it may refer the bill to a joint committee of two houses. It means, first of all, what say, if that bill is tabled in Lok Sabha, okay, number one action is possible that what, a speaker of Lok Sabha can consider that bill into direct effect, like a speaker will say that yes, we are going to discuss and debates on this bill right now. Otherwise, in the first action what I have said that otherwise a speaker of Lok Sabha will fix some other date, that on this date we will discuss this bills, the provisions of this bill on this date. The second action is possible that Lok Sabha can send this bill to a select committee. The select committee of Lok Sabha, select committee also present in Rajya Sabha too. But since this bill is tabled in Lok Sabha, so this bill will be sent by a speaker of Lok Sabha to select committee of Lok Sabha. Okay, there are different kind of committees in Lok Sabha. So in one of those committees, anyone it will be sent to. Okay, so to anyone it will be sent. Okay, so select committee, as we will all know. Okay, so this will send to the select committee. This bill will send. That after select committee, there are different types of members in that committee. So after those members will analyzing the whole things, it is better for discussions and debates on that bill. Okay. In case of Rajya Sabha too, if that bill is tabled first instance in Rajya Sabha, then number one action is possible. Number two number action is also possible. So if that select Rajya Sabha, chairman of Rajya Sabha is sending that bill for select committee, then it will be sent for select committee in Rajya Sabha, not select committee of Lok Sabha. Okay, but it is possible that if any bill is presenting in Lok Sabha in first instance or even in Rajya Sabha in first instance, and the speaker of Lok Sabha if table first instance in Lok Sabha, or chairman of Rajya Sabha if table in first instance in Rajya Sabha, it means a presiding officer of the respective house feels that this bill who is tabled in this house, this bill is sent should be sent not to the select committee of this house. Okay, but instead of select committee, this bill will send to the joint committee. Okay, joint committee, also called joint parliamentary committee. This is in news right now for Rafale. Okay, like opposition party is demanding for the joint parliamentary committee of Rafale deal. Okay, so joint committee. In joint committee, the members of Lok Sabha and the members of Rajya Sabha both are present in joint committee. So it is possible that presiding officer of the house, okay, presiding officer of the house can send the bill to joint committee after the selection and full analyzation of that bill by joint committee. It is better to discuss on that bill. Fine. So what are JPC? I will take separate session. Okay, it is also an important one right now. It is also in news. JPC. Fine. Even the 2G spectrum case is also that has been that how much corruption has been made, that also has been published by JPC. Okay, so right now opposition party is demanding for joint parliamentary committee in Rafale deal. Okay, so this is in news. This will be in news in another 5 to 6 months regularly. You can see it. It may circulate the bill to elicit public opinion. Okay, it may circulate the bill to elicit the public opinion. It means this bill, if presiding officer of the house feels that this bill before discussion and debate it is necessary to take public opinion on this bill, then presiding officer can allow it. Okay, fine, this is the simple one. If any other slides remaining, I want to cover that. Okay, otherwise our session has happened. Yeah, the select committee can amend the provision of the bill. Let's see. The select committee or the joint parliamentary committee, it means joint committee, their members can amend the provisions of the bill. If the bill is tabling in any of the house and the speaker or the chairman means the presiding officer of that house is sending the bill to select committee or even in joint parliamentary committee, then the members of this select committee and joint parliamentary committee can amend, means can change the provisions of this bill. It means there are some, assume that there are 10 provisions, main 10 provisions written in that bill. The MP or the minister who is tabling that bill, the MP has written or that minister has written 10 important points, under which 40 or 50 sub points written. So select committee, members of select committee or members of joint parliamentary committee or joint committee can amend, can change those provisions, but cannot change the principle that if this bill is about for farmers, that how to increase the income of farmers, Okay, so members can change the provisions of this bill, but cannot change like that the main purpose of this bill will be defeated. Okay, you can change little bit, but you cannot change the main part. Okay, you cannot change the main part, it cannot change the principles. Okay, it cannot change the fundamental parts of that bill. Fine, it can amend in certain lines and certain provisions, in certain words you can change that. Okay, you can change that, fine, but you cannot change the principal things, you cannot change the fundamental of the bill, you cannot change the primary motive of that bill. Okay, so I hope this is clear to all of you. So I am moving to the next one. If any other remaining, yeah, again it is remaining. So let's see here. The House will receive the bill from the select committee. After what happened, see, after joint committee or select committee, after it means select committee or joint committee or joint parliamentary committee, the same thing. Okay, if they are sending amendments, changes in that bill, or directly without changing amendments in that bill, after analyzing they have to send that bill to the House. Okay, to the House, then the House will receive the bill from the select committee because they have to send it after analyzing the bill. Then each clause will be discussed, then each clause, each part of the bill will be discussed by each and every member of that House and voted separately, and voted will be done for each clause. Okay, each clause means for that, if any bill there are 5 main provisions. Okay, 5 main provisions. Okay, then these provisions, 5 provisions will be discussed separately. Okay, number 1 provision discussed separately and voting will also done separately. I hope this is clear to all of you till now. Okay, so I am moving to the next one. Okay, till now I hope this is clear to all of you. This is going in a stairs way. See, the members can also move the amendments. Now when the discussion is going on, see, when the select committee or joint parliamentary had sent back after analyzing the bill, they have to send back the bill to the House, to the respective House. After that, each clause separately, each main parts of that bill is discussing separately. Okay, so during discussion, if any member of the parliament, any member of that House, okay, any member of that House, that respective House in which discussion is going on, so if any of the member of that House wants to that something should be changed in this provision, then that member can stand up and say that I want that this provision should be changed or this should be added in this provision. Anything, just it means it will be changed somehow, some parts removing or some parts new added. If that MP want to do it, then there will be a voting. Okay, and if accepted, they become part of the bill. If accepted by majority people or if accepted by the presiding officer, then that changes which that any MP wants to bring out, that changes will be accepted. If not accepted by the House of that changes, then this MP will not able to change, put his changes in that bill. I hope till now all of you are getting it. So now I am moving to the next one. It's still here finished. Okay, so I will continue the ordinary bills again. Ordinary bills is not going to finish. It is such an important part. Ordinary bills, money bills, financial bills, okay, constitutional amendments bill, okay, like 370, article number 370, constitutional amendment bill. Okay, so these are the important ones. Okay, fine, these are the important ones. I hope these are the most important things of our polity session. After fundamental rights, okay, after fundamental rights, this is the most important topic, that is Parliament of India. If you will cover Parliament of India and fundamental rights with a full proper attention, then I am making you sure that you will easily get the whole things automatically of polity classes. Fine. So I am moving to finish this class here right now, and we will meet tomorrow again. So thank you, students.